It's your favorite Scrum Master here, and I'm back again. So in this video, I really just want to share a little bit more in the space of you coming in as a Scrum Master. You've already met your product owner. You've asked the questions you need to ask. The next step is for you to start setting time on the team members' calendar and for you to get to know them. And so, of course, there's ways for you to get to know individuals from personal, professional, and work basis, and just set expectations, because I think it's sometimes when people miss not setting expectations up front, it end up coming back and causing conflict. And we make sure that we eliminate any potential conflict in the future. So I have created this board here so that we can go through it. Okay. So I will turn on the Mailboard. As you can see, we have our Mailboard here. I title it Ask the Right Questions to Get the Right Answers. Okay. Sometimes people are like, well, I just got in a meeting with a developer and they're not talking. Well, if you're going to ask basic questions, you're going to get basic answers. Okay. When you meet somebody for the first time, of course, you want to get on that call, smiley, having a good time, and say, how are you feeling today? It's important for you to ask and acknowledge people how they're feeling today, because you don't know what is going on in their lives. And sometimes if you can just ask that question, is get to ground them down to know that you care, you're listening, and they're more than willing to talk to you, open up to you. Okay. So always ask how you're feeling today before you start any of your meetings. It doesn't matter how intense you needed to have this conversation. Always ask how you're feeling. It really helps people to be able to, express themselves. All right. The next question you want to ask is, how long have you worked here? Right. It can be this particular company, so that you at least get to know that people like to talk about stories and stuff like that. What do you do for fun, right? Like people like to talk about, you will know if this person's interested about knowing you if they ask you, what about you? What do you do for fun? And then you ask, of course, I always ask everybody, whether or not they celebrate their birthday, I always ask, when is your birthday? And I ask them, how have you celebrated your birthday in the past? If your birthday just passed, what did you do, right? I'm just curious. I want to know a little more about them. Once I get birthdays out of everybody, when I create on a Confluence page, put in after we're done our working agreement and stuff, I put all the content in there, everybody's birthday and their names and what particular subject matter expert they're into. It's on that one board. So if a new person comes, they just go and get in line. They go and put their names there as well as their birthday. I do this for all of my team members. So now you've gotten to know them on a personal level. Now we're going to go to on the professional level, which is on work basis, really. That's what I'm saying. So first question you want to ask is, what is your role on the team, right? Somebody can say, I'm a business analyst. Okay, that's great. I know what a business analyst does, but on this particular team, what do you actually do, right? Allow them to be able to tell you what their role has been on the team. So you learn more about their roles, and then you ask, what do you like the most about being on this team, right? Everybody likes something about their team. What is one thing that you would like to do differently on this team, right? That's where you start getting their perspective of what is the potential changes that they're looking to have that the team is not currently doing right now, and they believe they'll benefit usually if they do that. And I always ask their opinion. I always follow up and say, okay, with what you just shared, do you have a potential solution on how we can get to wherever your idea state is, right? The answers is always within the team. Scrum Masters, you don't have to reinvent anything. Just listen to what they're telling you and you do just that, right? On that professional working mode, I go on to understanding expectations, right? I would ask them, being that I'm new to this team, if you were in my position, what would you focus on, right? It gives me an understanding of what they want me to focus on, so I don't come here and try to have my own agenda. I go based on what their agenda is, and I'll ask this for all the team members, and based on what their responses are, I'll just do an analysis on it and then take my next step or next action with that. And I ask, what has been your experience working on a Scrum team? Is this your first Scrum team you've worked on? If not, what has been your experience on the other team? And just to hear their experiences working on Scrum teams, like here is where people are really being expressive as far as their experience on the Scrum team. Some of them might say, I like it. Some of them might say, I don't like it. either way, you're gonna get a response. You're gonna answer about how this person feel about being on a team in general, not just as company, just on a team. Okay, what did you find useful that will benefit the team, right? Based on how you've worked with these teams in the past, not the team currently now, but the teams you've worked on in the past, what is something that you feel has become, it's been beneficial because you're on a team, right? I just wanted to understand that. And if not, like if you haven't worked on a Scrum team before, just what is your ideal team? What does your ideal team look like? When you think about a group of people working together, what does that look like for you? Right? Either way, they're going to be able to craft what an idea state is. That way, I have an understanding of what they're looking for our team to be. So, how do you like the work? How do you like the work that you're doing? Right? Like I always got to ask them because it's just important for you to also ask how they like to work. Right? How do you like to communicate? Right? What is the best way to communicate with you or provide you with feedback? Right? It's always just good for you to like how do you like to work is good and is in collaboration with what is the best way to communicate with you or provide you with feedback, just so you know people's style. Everybody has a style that they would like people to maneuver with them or operate working with them. Asking them bluntly allow you to know that, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I keep saying this. So what expectation do you have for your new Scrum Master? What expectation do you have for me? I am here. I always tell the team, I'm here for you. I want to make sure that we're aligned and we're speaking the same, we're on the same page and speaking the same language. So whatever it is that I can do, of course, like within my capability of doing it, I'll do that. At the same time, I want to make sure that people bring their true self to work, right? That's my number one goal. And if you've never worked with the Scrum Master before, what is your ideal Scrum Master, right? I just always like to ask these questions because it's when in me asking the right questions, I get to understand what steps and next action I need to take with the team as I get acquainted. I just personally got moved to a new team, and I will have to do all of this with all my team members, not my team members, their team members, right? And it's just very important for you to be genuine. No matter how fast-paced this work is, it's good for you to acknowledge people for who they are. Once again, I'm sharing this information so that we can empower and use what would be helpful for you in your journey. Thank you.